Hi guys, welcome back. It's a new semester, though we are still pretty much doing a lot of singing and working from home. So I wanted to introduce a few new videos for you to work on that vocal technique while you're in quarantine and while we're in social distance mode. So today we are going to cover the mechanics and the basics of breathing for singing and posture. We start here because it doesn't much matter what else we do if this part of your technique is not really solid and well-founded. So number one, posture. We want to start with posture because if we create a vessel for the breath that isn't optimal, it's really challenging to get a good solid singer's breath. So what we want to do is think about the structure of the body. Now, please notice we always train in neutral posture. This is important because if we train not in a neutral posture, your body's going to get used to your affectations. And for many of you guys out there, you're going to be singing actors. So you're going to want to be able to change that posture, change the way that you manage your body, but always start in neutral and make adjustments to your body so that way you are coming from the most optimal position in singing. So again, technical training in neutral body position, your maximum best posture possible. Okay, so what does that mean? That means we want a nice neutral spine. We want our body to be supporting the systems for the breath and to have the optimal positioning. What does that mean? Specifically, I want my feet to be hip width distance. When I say that, I mean I want skeletal hip width distance. So your feet are hip width apart, your feet are parallel. Now notice, I always make an exception for this if you are a ballet dancer and you've been training for years. So I always joke with my students, if you're with the Bolshoi, you can probably have a little bit of turnout because your hip sockets are going to be used to that. But for the vast majority of people, the optimal position is going to be with your feet hip width apart and your feet parallel. So skeletal hip width, think the skeletons that you'll see at Halloween hanging, so you want those legs nice and parallel coming directly from your hip joints. So your feet are hip width apart. From there, I like to work my way up the body and think about my posture. So I want my pelvis to be tilted under, so my knees are unlocked. I want my sternum nice and tall. I want my shoulders down and back, feeling the scapula, those chicken bones, melting down the back of my body. And I want my head to be neutral, not pivoting forward, not pivoting backwards. I want no weight on my neck. So that's your nice neutral posture. You'll notice that there's a slight curvature in my lower back, very slight. Another way of practicing this to know that you're in the optimal position is by using the constructive rest position, which would mean you're laying on the ground with your knees up. You can check that. That will help you see whether or not that lower back curvature is really optimal. So that's what you want for posture. Feet hip width apart, pelvis tilted under so your knees are unlocked, sternum nice and tall, shoulders down and back, and your head resting comfortably on your body. Once you've gotten into that position, what you can start to do is think about how the breath fills that vessel. So I like to take my thumbs, place them on my belly button, and inhale. And I inhale so the abdomen goes out, and then exhale and the abdomen comes in. Again, you're going to inhale, abdomen out, exhale, abdomen in. And you can practice these with a hissing sound of the exhale. The hissing sound will equate to the sound of vocal production. So you inhale, abdomen out, exhale and hiss. Abdomen comes in. Inhale the abdomen out, and exhale. The abdomen comes in. So those are your basic breath and posture comments for today. Try practicing that posture in front of a mirror and check those things as you go. Feet hip width apart, sternum nice and tall, shoulders down and back, pelvis tilted under. One sidebar about that, by the way. A lot of people worry about locking their knees when they sing. I always tell students not to worry about locking your knees because the knees generally tend to be a symptom of poor pelvic alignment. So if your pelvis is sway back, it's very easy for your knees to be locked. But if you tilt your pelvis under, your knees will just pop to that point of just being unlocked. You don't want to over exaggerate that movement. So if you think about the root cause and not the symptom, the root cause being the position of your pelvis and not the symptom being your knees locked, you'll have a better time of that lower body alignment. So that's all for today. Just practice that breath through good posture and we'll be doing really well. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.